Hi everyone, afternoon. I'm Jonny Stubbs, Director of Risk at Brooks Macdonald Financial Planning. Still getting used to that. We were recently acquired, Lift Financial was recently acquired by Brooks Macdonald. I feel a bit odd not having the title of Chief Operating Officer, so I'm going to speak to my boss when I get back about that. So I'm going to talk about two areas we're using AI to drive efficiencies within our business, and that are meeting notes and compliance file checks. Also included a little quote there that I like from the Implement AI podcast. And to be fair, that's proved true for us for the last 2 years, and long may it continue. I just really like that one. Okay, so AI meeting notes. Why did we start with AI meeting notes? I think it's because they were a low-hanging fruit. It seemed like a low complexity, high impact area we could test out generative AI. And from there, what we were trying to do was free up our advisors to spend more time doing the things they want to do. You don't want your advisors spending time doing admin. Advisors don't like it. Client support don't like advisors doing admin because it's generally not very good at it. Why, get your advisors out there, speaking to clients, and doing business development. Now, I think with automated meeting notes, it's become a bit of a hygiene factor, actually, because loads of firms are using this now. 18 months ago, it was quite new. Now there's some really good firms out there, Saturn, PlannerPal, Advisory AI. They're all doing a great job, providing decent output. So, yeah, it's just become a hygiene factor, I think. Right, so for those unfamiliar with how AI meeting note generation works, basically, advisor goes to a meeting with the client. The audio is recorded. If it's a Teams meeting, a little bot joins the meeting. If it's face-to-face, have an app on your phone, just record the meeting. At the end of the meeting, that audio gets uploaded to the AI platform, and this is where the magic happens. Now, I don't know how many people are familiar with this, or until you've seen AI work, generative AI work in a use case that you understand, it does sound too good to be true. I'll come on to that in a minute. So the AI then, what it does, it takes that, transcribes that audio, populates a meeting note template that's been trained on, and then the advisor tops and tails that. So what does that look like in practice? So our advisors were taking around 1 to 2 hours to produce a meeting note post-meeting. Now, what does that look like? The meeting note is generated within 5 to 10 minutes after the meeting's taken place. The advisor spends 10, 20 minutes topping and tailing it, and you've got a ready-to-go meeting note. And power planners can't tell the difference, compliance can't tell the difference. So what's not to like? So huge time saving there. There's just some comments from our advisors. So we started working with Advisory AI back in sort of July 2023 with, as it was then, Lift with about 12 advisors. We were acquired by Brooks end of January. Ran a quick trial to try and get buy-in from the Brooks advisors with about 8 advisors. That went really well. So 2 weeks ago, we rolled it out to another 48 advisors, and the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. You can see some comments there. I'm getting emails every day from the advisors. This is game-changing, life-changer. Wouldn't go back. This is going to be great. And for hungry advisors, it's great because it's less admin. They get out there speaking to clients. So, Heather asked me to talk about something else because, like I said, meeting notes are becoming a bit of a hygiene factor. So, what's next? And one area we're looking at is compliance file checks. Now, I appreciate this is not the most sexy area, compliance, but some big potential, again, time savings here. If we can free up time here, that time can be spent elsewhere, or we can reduce the amount of resource we need or get them doing something else. So we're currently working with a couple of firms and exploring a few more. Advisory AI, again, and BAT software. So focusing on BAT software, they've got two sort of solutions they're looking at. First stage is a basic document check. This is, I like to think of it as a triage check for paraplanners. So it checks all the documents there, checks they're properly completed, and then gives a rating. So that's something you could realistically use with the cost of it to check every single file before it goes into paraplanning, triage the case so you're not getting rubbish sent into paraplanning. Stage 2, then this is due to be launched soon by BAT, is full-blown compliance file checks. Now this one's the really exciting one, because if they do manage to pull this off, and there's going to be a testing phase and all that, you could really see some big time savings like you do with meeting notes and suitability reports with AI. So that one we're looking to get more involved in that. So, again, compliance isn't the most exciting of topics. Actually, how many compliance people were let out of the office today other than me? Oh, I think, yeah, there's a few of us. But, look, joking aside, like anything, there's, a big return on investment to be had here. If we can check, triage files, that cuts down cost in paraplanning going back into with the advisor. From a regulatory point of view, reduces risk if you're checking every single file. So, big things big savings and return on investment to be had there. So, yeah, who said compliance was boring? Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Just a second. So I'm going to do the same thing. I just can't shut up. You know me. Jonny presented an extended version of that at our AI lab downstairs a few months ago, and I think it's such a great example of where technology can make a real difference in a business. And there was a question earlier about disrupting the way that we work versus the customer experience. I think it's where you're focusing is so interesting in delivering a real benefit. But if you contrast that to the story told about Semmelweis and his inability to take people on the journey with him, the ability to take the paraplanners on the journey. And Jonny's not telling stories, because I've talked to a bunch of paraplanners in the business who admitted to me they were quite skeptical when the pilot was rolled out, and they absolutely love it.